Good morning, darlings. It is 6:02 here in Oahu, Hawaii, and I'm getting married in 13 days. I think. I don't know what day. I think it's 13 days. 13 days. No, 11 days. Hold on, Alexa, how many days is it until August 31st? What? 11 days. Somewhere I missed a whole day. 11 days I'm getting married. Holy moly. But that's actually not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about a tip I have for you about food, which is my favorite thing to talk about besides my children and DM. So let's do it. By the way, can I tell y'all something really funny? You may have noticed in previous lives, I have a tripod. What am I doing trying to prop this on my water bottle? If we know where the tripod is, this is probably the handiest, niftiest thing I've ever purchased. So look, it folds up like this. This is not the tip of the day, just so you know. Hopefully y'all will still be able to hear me. Okay. Stay put phone. So it goes like this, and then you just push the button on the bottom, right? And then I'm gonna magnetize you to that. So that's where we're fixing to be. Just so you have the full scope of what's going on this morning. So I'm gonna show you though a trick I have. Oh, this is the funny thing I was gonna tell you. This is not my robe, right? So I've been taking this robe for literally years. If I had a difficult day at work or something, and I ended up at DM's house for a movie night or for supper or something like that in our, many years of friendship, he would take a pair of, like, one of his big shirts and a pair of, PJ breeches and this robe, and he would lay them in the spare bedroom if I was coming over. And he would always go, like, if you want to put on comfy clothes, I put comfy clothes in there for you, and that's what we call it. Sorry, my phone's being weird. So, and I like to be cozy at home. So he started calling it, now that we're still best friends at this point, he started calling it our robe. He's like, I put our robe in there, and this was probably like our first, Anyway, so when you see this robe in the videos, because it's very early and I haven't started my whole life yet, this is our robe. I thought y'all would think that was funny. Okay, but that's not the tip. It's not the tip, nor is it the trick. So, I do this thing, and I think I've shared this in a video once before. I should give you 2 tips. Do y'all want 2 tips? Oh, come here, guy. I just realized my daughter put all the yogurts, because I have like a certain amount of protein I have to eat right now. Realized she put them all in the drawer where the meat and cheese goes, and I can't decide if that is really brilliant or really weird, and I'll have to ask her about it later when she wakes up. 2 tricks. This is the one that I think has a tremendous amount of value, and I really think you should do this. So what is one of the reasons we don't eat healthy? It's because we don't have time, right? That is the God's honest truth. We are so bombarded with work and the kids at school and the kids for their practice stuff and any social events and any work social events for either person or both partners. And then there's just the act of living, which I think is such an underrated acknowledgement. Like, why aren't we talking about the fact that we also have to wash the linens and do regular laundry and clean out the fridge and sweep and mop the floors and do the grocery shopping? And when we do the grocery shopping, then everything has to be carried in and unpacked, and you have to make a place for it, and you have to, so there's just stuff all the time. So when people criticize others for being too busy, I have something to say about that. I'm like, you need to not worry about what other people have going on in their lives. Leave people alone. Let them, they're busy in ways that don't even make sense to everybody else. So there's my TED talk for the day. But here's what I do. I am not a huge salad person, but having a salad on the side of a meal to fill that plate up is good for your head. If you are a person that will accidentally overeat, or if you're a person that has to go long periods of time in between meals, so you're like truly, really, really hungry. Sorry. So a lot of times people will grab a bag of chips instead of, putting real food on their plate or something like it, because who has time to drag out 15 things to make a salad? And if you can't have any carrots, that's what I was missing in this bucket. I was thinking last night I was missing something. If you don't have, if it's just literally, romaine lettuce and salad dressing and cheese, like who wants to even eat that, right? I don't want to waste my calories on that. So let me tell you what I do. When I go grocery shopping, I buy what we call the salad bowl. I put it on my grocery list just like that. We have a family, I'm giving you all the tips today. We have a family grocery list. It is a note on our phone that is shared. If you don't do this and you have kids with phones, you have a spouse, when you run out of something, you pick up that phone that is probably already attached to you and you open the notes tab and you type in coffee creamer dash opened the last one, coffee creamer dash probably 2 days left, or if you're totally out, just coffee creamer and you need it. And that is a running list so that whoever gets to the store first, you don't have to ask a bunch of questions and you don't have to end up having a conversation later that goes along the lines of, man, we needed milk if I'd known, or I can't remember if we need it or not. I know we're whatever. So it's just communication, right? So on our family grocery list, it says the salad bowl, and under it, in like little subcategories with little, bullet points, so I can check them off as I go. It says lettuce, cucumbers, tomatoes, raw broccoli, whatever else is going to go in there. So go to the grocery store, pick up all those things, get home. I don't even put them away. I do not take them off my counter. Move them to the side, put away all the other groceries, get my cutting board out. And I immediately, because here's the thing. First of all, if you don't do it now, you might not do it. And then lots of repercussions to that. One, you've wasted all that money because your bell peppers get shoved into the back of the refrigerator and you forgot you had them. Two, you buy more than you need and it still gets wasted. Three, you just never get around to it and you end up just having all these bips and bops in there and they're not serving their purpose, right? So I do not even take them off the counter and put them away. Plus, then you don't have to make room for them in your refrigerator when you're just fixing to get them back out, okay? So the first thing I do, wrong guy. It's not a surprise or anything, but first thing I do, I go to Costco or Sam's. I get one of the big things of romaine lettuce and I chop it and I stick it in one of these guys. So right here, it's already washed, it's already chopped, it's already patted down dry, so it's not gonna get weird. Whole thing of literally just lettuce. Guess what else this is useful for? We had burrito bowls last night. Just grab a couple handfuls of it. They can go on a sandwich if you're okay with the smaller pieces. I am. Whatever you need, whatever you end up needing a little bit of lettuce for or a lot of bit of lettuce for, okay? Already chopped up, already squared away. Airtight container, it's not gonna go bad, and you can visually see how much you have in here, right? Good idea? I think so. Then, veggies. This literally takes me 10 minutes, unless there's a really good song on the radio and I need to sing into my water bottle or my knife or something like that, in which case it will take me 12 minutes. Look. Okay. No big deal. Extremely simple, extremely easy, completely customizable, okay? I like raw broccoli. Big D, she's not a fan, but guess what? Don't eat it. You don't like it, you don't eat it. That's the policy in our house. This is the tricolor pack from Costco. You got 2 cucumbers in here. You got cherry tomatoes cut in half because really they're like grape tomatoes. So now here you are in the middle of your day, or packing your lunch for work, or you've worked all day and you are exhausted and you're like, I'm just not feeling, also making baked potatoes, also smashing potatoes, also, you know, dealing with rice or whatever, and you need something on the side of your meal. And this is done. And guess what? The kids can take out the salad bowls and they can set them up and they can build salads for people. And this is interactive for your kids too. They can build their own salads for their lunches or school lunches if they want. Or if I was always and am always an all hands on deck person in this family. So if you are there, even if you are invited for supper, if you're one of ours, or you're a long-term significant other of ours, because that makes you one of ours, it's all hands on deck. So it's like, we don't even tell our kids, even when they were young, they would just come right into the kitchen. Even before DM and I were officially dating, the youngest, my bonus boy, I call him, he would come right into the kitchen and go, okay, how can I help? Because they know that's what happens in the kitchen. Everybody jumps in. So this is the perfect task for your kids, especially your younger ones that can't be cooking yet. You know, they can't see that height. They can't get up over a knife that much. This is done. Just be like, please build everybody a pretty salad on the side of this plate or in this bowl or whatever. And then guys, I promise you, this is going to help you make better choices for your body and for your food. I have never feared, I should say, I've always cared about my body and I've always have tried to take care of it, but I have never feared losing my health the way I have in these last 7 months. 7 months, guys, I have been sick for 7 months. Anyhow, so it's really kind of made me re-examine things, and we were doing this already as a family, but it's just something that I just do it. We shop about once a week. We are menu family. I have a running menu, and so we shop directly for that. Saves us money, saves us time, all of those things. So highly recommend you do this. Like I said, it takes 10 to 15 minutes if you're not quite as quick and handy with a knife. That's it. No big deal. It's literally just 2 bowls. They stack really nicely. These are just the Rubbermaid take-alongs. So they're not the great big heavy ones. They're the lighter weight ones. And it's like, that's it. And it just fits in the fridge. Stacks right in there. So anyhow, I did say I was going to give you 2 tips. I can't remember if I already did give you 2 tips, but I will tell you the other thing that I do. You can see inside my refrigerator, which is very well organized, but only because I went grocery shopping yesterday. The other thing I do, DM, I pack his lunch every day. Some of y'all have had things to say about that, and I'm just here to tell you, I love packing his lunch. I love cooking meals for my family. It brings me so much joy. I would be heartbroken if he was like, no, you're a strong, independent woman. You shouldn't ever pack my lunch. That would make me so sad, because this strong, independent woman does not make her own coffee, does not make the bed, does not normally take the trash out. So there, different pieces. But so I pack, all that to say, I pack DM's lunch every day, most days. And I also will put aside a plate for Big D if she's at work, and we'll come home for like 20-minute break to eat lunch, and I want her to have food like ready to go. So when I put together leftovers, instead of putting, like last night we had burrito bowls, instead of putting the rice all in one, the meat all in one, the beans all in one, I literally, these guys are hard to open. There we go. I literally we didn't have a lot of black beans, and I was not opening another can of black beans. I'm just telling you right now. I just kind of build the lunch in the containers ready to go. So these are the portions that are left from lunch. There's one more in there, but I didn't grab it. So rather than stocking leftovers as whole leftovers, I go ahead and put them into meals. I just find that really quick and easy. It's almost a meal prep without being a meal prep. I hope that makes sense. Anyhow, so those are your 2 tips for the day. I think that's it. I've talked way longer than I want to, and I apologize for that. I have to go get dressed for PT, and then also, I think I might be buying a reception dress. If you missed it, my wedding dress only cost me $65. So I'm going to bump along to like Ross, TJ Maxx, Target, maybe not Target. Target's been weird with their clothes. But anyhow, I'm going to look around and see if I can find a reception dress because you haven't seen my dress. I was going to say like but you haven't seen the dress yet. My $65 Amazon dress is probably going to roast me by the end of the night. So that might be on my agenda today. Maybe I will poll y'all for your opinions, depending on what time it is there versus here. Anyhow, thank you for spending time with me this morning. I really appreciate that. And I hope that you have an amazing day. I hope something that I talk about at some point ever here brings some sort of value to your life, because at the core of everything that I do, it is meant to bring value and happiness and helpfulness to your lives in some way or another. So not just my eternal friendship. I hope you have an amazing day. Please take care of yourselves and of each other.